injury list first from yesterday's game. Ali Marpet, ankle is getting better. We'll kind of see how it plays out the rest of the week. And Bradley McDougall is in the concussion protocol. Two players, of course, that we need, done a lot for, so hopefully they'll be good to go. Still disappointing feeling that we have from yesterday's loss. Again, we had opportunities. Guys played hard, but some things we're doing, it's just hard to win when you penalties. Talk about that again. Pre-snap penalties and post-snap penalties. Those are the ones that you should be able to clean up, and you have to be able to clean up. Offensively, we're moving the ball most of the time. We're doing things that stop drives. Yesterday, too many drops, of course. Everybody watched the game knows that. Too many drops. 2 fumbles didn't help us by any means either. Red zone, of course, we need to be able to get touchdowns in the red zone. Defensively, third downs, we weren't good at all yesterday. Starting a game that way, that's the way you draw it up, with a takeaway right away. And the guys are doing a good job with that. 2 takeaways helped a lot. Big plays in the game. They ran the ball at times we didn't feel like they should. Just didn't get off the field. Again, we had some favorable third down situations where we have to be able to win. Special team wise, a game like yesterday, something small could really turn into something big. Getting a little bit of life, a big play from our special team. Missing that field goal didn't help any yesterday also. So we know the reasons why, and we know the things we need to clean up. We haven't figured out how to win 2 games in a row yet around here, but we have figured out a way to have a disappointing loss and come back and get a big win the following week. So that'll be our focus, of course, with Dallas coming to town this week. Take a question.
Lovie, Jonathan Banks didn't play much yesterday. Was that a coach's decision, I assume? And
yeah, I mean, what other decision is there? I mean, it's
know.
Coach's decision. We wanted to give, not only Jonathan, of course, Jude and Sterling both started the game yesterday. Feel like they both played well. We have looked for different combinations back there, like some of the things both of those guys did yesterday.
Do you like that combination that you had yesterday? Is that enough? Did they play well enough for you to consider going with that group again?
We like that combination, yes, and like what they did yesterday. Of course, I don't go over things like that on what we're going to do this week. We'll see how that week plays out, but like what they were able to do. Some of the things they did.
What were some of the things that they did?
Play ball, Sterling, getting a pick. Just pretty good play.
Has Austin Swearinger had any kind of a setback in his rehab on the shoulder? We don't know the details of it, but it just seems like he's been out a while now while practicing as well.
Well, that's where we made our mistake a little bit. I think you might have made that mistake a little bit of assuming that when we put him out there and pass that he was ready to go. You talk to a player, he always is going to tell you that he's ready to go. I don't think there's been a setback. I think he's been on schedule. This is the schedule he's been on. But again, we had him go out and practice a few weeks back. But that was just, running around. He didn't have any contact, anything like that. We can't wait to get him back on the football field. He is making progress, but he's not there yet.
Going back.
As far as this week on whether we'll see when a player is ready to go and he's good to go, we'll get him out there. He's not there yet.
Going back to Banks just for a minute, just to be clear, there was nothing disciplinary involved with that at all?
Well, if there is some discipline that goes on, let me finish answering you here, Rick. If there is something that's going on discipline related, we would keep that in-house. But that had nothing to do with him and who played on the football field yesterday. That was a coach's decision based on me wanting to look at those guys.
Did it have anything to do with the way he's played in recent weeks? Banks, that is?
Every decision, everybody's on the field is based on how they played in previous weeks. And me not feeling good about how we're playing, giving an opportunity to everybody back there that hasn't gotten a chance. And I like what we saw yesterday.
Lovie, Jude said that he didn't know he was starting until he heard it from the PA announcer before the game. Was this a last-minute decision?
One more time. You said what?
I was just asking if this is something you had known.
No, he knew it before then. I don't know exactly what he told you. He knew it before then. But some of the decisions go right up until. When they say game time decision, they are game time decisions. So if that was the case, he knew it a little bit before that, though. I promise you that.
Just in the way you answered the question, it wasn't based. You played the players based on who you wanted to play, but you wouldn't comment on if there was a disciplinary. I don't want people to leave the impression that there is something disciplinary regarding Jonathan Banks.
No, but I don't know why you would say that. You brought that up.
No, I know, but I'm saying, is there anything going? He answered the question. Well, you'll have to, I've been around players long enough to know it sounded like something might have been involved.
I'm saying that I would never talk about something discipline related. Period. But
that's just a blank for anybody. Okay. I just want to make sure that that's what you're saying.
Yeah, let's start over with.
Yeah.
I would never talk about anything discipline related with our team, anybody.
That's what I wanted to make sure you said.
And as far as who played and why he played, that's based on what we saw a week, who we had available. And this is the combination we went with. You ask about Jonathan Banks. Mike Jenkins didn't start yesterday either.
Right.
So.
Well, we asked because of the way when we asked him the question, the way he responded to it about asking you, and it just, sometimes that's code for.
Sometimes when you kind of hit those guys a little bit, some of the answers we get, like Austin, you ready to go? Yes, I'm good to go. Well, his mind, he was ready to go. Jude, when did you find out when the PA announcer asked? No, a little bit before that. So we let the guys know when we think they should know who's playing. Sometimes it goes right up until it's a game time decision. That was the case with some of those guys.
Part of that starting lineup in the secondary, obviously, you've got Alteron and nickel slot, and now you've got Sterling Moore outside. They both had picks yesterday. Your cornerbacks hadn't had a pick yet this year. Obviously, that's a sign that's working out. Talk about the adjustment they've made to the new positions for them. Not necessarily new, but
good question. Let me go on. I think it's that way with all positions, though. I mean, we haven't played the type of defense we would like to play, and we will eventually play. And if you're not, you continue to look for different combinations at certain times. There are a lot of different reasons why you go a certain way. We do value what a player does through the week, all the way up until Saturday practice, his preparation, all the way up to the last meeting before Saturday night meeting. And then we base on who starts and who plays on all of that. And then sometimes guys haven't had a true chance to show you what they can do. When they get their chance, they do something that makes you look at them more. That's a good thing. But
I assume it's that way with Jude. I mean, his snaps have been increasing over the last couple of weeks to the point where he starts yesterday and plays the whole game. So what's he been doing that you like?
Well, I'm going to go all the way back to training camp. Jude has been one of those guys. We had a lot of free agent type players that came in, and they had traits that we liked. Sometimes when you have traits and you're down on the depth chart, it takes a while before you get your opportunity to play. And but when you do get your chance, you do something with it. And believe me, I mean, that wasn't an all-pro performance by Jude anything yesterday, but we like some of the things that he did.
Lovie, two players that you do expect a lot from are Gerald McCoy, who's, and I'm not hung up on tackles at the under tackle position, but one tackle in the last 2 games, no sacks in the last 4 games. Vontae David missed some tackles yesterday. Certainly wasn't much of a plus in the pass game, had a personal foul. Why aren't those guys, in your opinion, and not specifically them, not playing up to what your and their own expectations are at this point?
Don't know that, Rick. Wish I knew the answer for that. We do have a high expectation. They have high expectations for themselves. Vontae David missed some tackles yesterday. He was in position to make some other plays. Sometimes it just doesn't happen for whatever reason. It eventually will happen. Vontae's a great player. Same thing with Gerald. I think you have to be careful. Sometimes we just look at the stat sheet, but forgetting just the stat sheet. Our play for both of those guys would say it's not good enough. Just like very few of our defensive players would say that. And very few of our players in general would say that. When you have 3 wins, very few of us have played exactly the way we should. But that's at the halfway point. That's how we are. We'll see improved play from these guys.
Do you take that as your responsibility to put them in a better position, if that's even the word? I don't know that it is.
Every snap, every down I've been here, we've tried to put our players in the best position. That goes without saying. Every player, all 46 guys, we're trying to put them in the best position for us to win and for them to be successful. Yes.
My final question on Levante, as far as coverage, is that you do run a lot of disguises with guys walking up into the A-gap, and a lot of times on 3rd down, they're dropping sort of as the ball is snapped. Is there anything to there just being a little hair off as far as some of those disguises on 3rd down?
Absolutely not. Everything we do, I believe in, has a proven success rate. Are you saying that that's the reason why some of the?
I don't know, I'm asking.
Again, everything that we do is to put the guys in the best position for us to be successful, and that will be the case. And if they're not, we'll keep working on getting them in better positions, and when we get in better position, they'll make more plays.
Regarding the penalties, what's been your strategy in practice working on that? And I know years past, officials come to practice. Are you doing that, or are you considering changing some strategy there?
No, I don't think that helps an awful lot. When a guy makes a mistake, you call him to the table on whether a high school official coming here and saying that's not going to help us an awful lot on that. Do we need to take care of it? Yes, and we'll keep working on ways to take care of that. But it's not like we haven't addressed that. Sometimes, just like some other things, we haven't gotten the message across yet, and we'll keep working to try to find ways to do that.
Well, you guys have had a chance to put together consecutive wins a few times this season, but haven't been able to.
Yes.
Is there a particular missing piece that isn't there as far as trying to streak?
Well, yes, there's a missing piece. Exactly what it is. I want to get back to that position again. Right now, what we have figured out, though, is how to have a disappointing loss and come back and win the following week. So, first step for us is to get back to that play. And then after that, we'll work on trying to get 2 consecutive wins together. Right now, it's about 1. It's about the Cowboys coming into town. Good football team. The record doesn't show it. There are a lot of us in the league right now. We're good with a team that can be a good football team that hadn't played that way. Another opportunity for us, eventually, whether it be penalties, dropping into coverage, what we put out on the football field, eventually all that will come together and we'll get a win.
Well, do you think your red zone defense is starting to come around a little bit? Could be closer to being what you want it to be?
We're not where we want to be. So are we making progress? Yes. But we're where we need to be. No. They had a touchdown yesterday. 2 touchdown passes. One of them, though, it's a tough deal. But we're not where we need to be, period, in most areas. And when you have a 3-5 record, you're not where you want to be at that moment. But we have a little bit of time to get it right, hopefully starting this week.
Lovie, I know you would have liked to have had a couple of the timeouts you used with 10 guys on defense once and had to call timeout with the clock running down on offense. Are those type of procedural things that need to be addressed so that you're in a better position late in games? Or
they are being addressed. When you're a 3-5 team, you have some of those things that pop up. Another thing that we need to clean up. In everything you ask, in every question that I've answered today, you're right, you're right, you're right, and you're right. We need to clean it up. We're going to work for ways to clean it up, and eventually we're going to get it cleaned up. That's kind of my answer.
Anything else?
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.